Welcome to Work the Left Side. We are back for the second episode this week, and I am hyped to announce tonight's guest. Is he supersonic? Is he a SuperBrat? Or depends on the day, I suppose. But here he is, Mr. Sammy Blue. How are we doing, buddy? You good?
I'm not too bad. I'm feeling a bit of both. I'm feeling a bit bratty, a bit sonicy. Depends how I'm talked to in this interview. No, you'll be fine.
You know me, dude. I always talk to you as lovely. You know, I think you're awesome. So I'm always going to talk to you in the greatest way possible.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I mean. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not your first time on, so we don't have to do the generic stuff. If you haven't watched Sammy's first episode, stop this, go watch that episode, get a bit of a backstory, watch the origin story of supersonic Sammy Blue. No generic stuff here, just a good old chit chat. Because, dude, yeah, you've been busy, since we last spoke. Obviously, I've had you on as a guest for your episode. You've been on a couple of times as well, just doing, talking about other shows and stuff as well. So, yeah, stranger to the left side.
Hopefully not. Hopefully people recognise my my fringed face by now.
That glorious hair. It's not going to joke. Like my other half's just like, I love Sammy's hair. I'm so jealous of Sammy's hair. I wish I had Sammy's hair.
Try my best.
But dude, yeah, like I said, man, you've been busy, since we last spoke. I think it's been like several months ago. Since then, you've turned up in True Grit. FCB champion. You've got a little bit bratish in BlackHeart. We'll talk True Grit first because they're. I was saying that BlackHeart. I was going to say their logo's on the graphic, but obviously so is BlackHeart's as well. But we'll go True Grit. Dude, yeah, man. You turned up in York. Obviously, you had two matches. In York, you had that. The first one was against Young Horace.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was very much a surprise on the day. I heard that Sean had to pull out. He wasn't doing so well around that time. I got a message from Jakey, Pop Punk Kid, and he was like, "Oh, are you free today? We've got an opportunity for your True Grit." I was like, "Oh my god, yes! Please get me there. I shall do anything to be able to get there and be able to wrestle on the card." And I had an absolute blast. It was everything I wanted it to be, and it was nice wrestling Horace on such like a bigger stage than what we're used to. Like, obviously, a lot of the time we're working like the working man's clubs and stuff like that, but to be able to like go to True Grit where it's like proper production, proper like obviously they're on Triller now, so it's like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And to be able to like show off what we can do in that sort of setting, it's a privilege.
It was a weird match because obviously, we were there. Obviously, once I'd recovered from Nikki's reaction and my ear bleeds, and my ears had stopped bleeding. It was a weird match in the sense of, because like I say, originally it was meant to be Horace versus Sean, a clear face, clear heel. Then you came out and it's like, oh, okay, it kind of came more of a respect match. It was kind of like face on face, just for respect of it all kind of thing. But yeah, because of your two's background, you're very much able to get the crowd on side, get the crowd worked up, get the kids there involved. And yeah, dude, as a fan, personally speaking, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match.
Thank you. It's hard to get like your persona across in such a new environment, and because it was the both of us trying to do it, like it was definitely a difficult task, but I'm glad it got over as much as it did, because like the reaction at the end, I think, tells you all you need to know. It's like very, very happy with how it went, very happy with the response we got, and very happy that my ears are still damaged from Nikki screaming the house down.
But obviously, the proof is in the pudding. You must have done a damn good job because, a couple of months later, you came back, and to make it even more special, obviously Sean Only was in this match, Billy O'Keefe and Gung Ho Muttley. It was the four of you. I dubbed it, the school becomes a temple. Mate, you four guys just tore it up, and obviously you guys have got that chemistry. But it must have just been like, second nature. It must have felt like home. Just all four of you working together.
Yeah, all my boys. Shout out to Sean, Billy, and Muttley. Like, that match means so much to me as well, because obviously, again, big stage like True Grit, but to be able to be in there with people who I truly care about like a family, like, it was incredible. And I had a lot of fun with it. We actually, me, Muttley, and Billy were rushing from another booking, KaPow, who was doing like a tour that same week. And in the car, we was just like stressing, oh, we need to get there. And we got there well ahead of time, actually. So it's quite handy. But it was definitely both a stressful and rewarding adventure for us, let's say.
Pleasure and pain in equal measure.
Yeah.
But obviously, we'll get to KaPow as well at some point down the line, because I want to shout them out because they're doing some awesome stuff. But and obviously, I think that was the first. I don't think it was on Triller live due to connection issues and stuff, but it was going to go on to Triller. It was like 24-hour delay. That's obviously a massive. Obviously it's not just True Grit now. You're not just working. This. You've got potentially thousands, if not millions, of eyes. On the product now. That play factor. Did you think about that beforehand, or have you just kind of thought afterwards, like, oh shit?
Yeah, I definitely thought after. Like, I had a look on Triller and like see like the card lined up, and there's my name like on a proper like wrestling website, and like it's a featured match, and it's mad to say that I've been like on shows now just over 3 years, like since like my debut, like first ever match on a show, to be able to be on like Triller and to be able to be in a company like True Grit where everyone's just so talented. It's like, it's such a privilege and such a pleasure. I'm going to say that a lot, but it just is. It's like,
we'll get all the pleasantries out now until the Britishness starts.
It's coming.
It's building. Mate, you're on about being around for like 3 years. Obviously, I'll try and get some pictures, to put into this before I upload it and stuff. So obviously, you're looking through your Facebook page, and dude, I forgot, the trunks when you first started, kind of thing.
Not a good look.
Right.
I realized that after the fact, once I switched to the trousers, that my legs might be a bit skinny for this.
I was just like, wow.
When you're starting off, you think, what the wrestlers wear? They wear trunks. Right, let's put a pair of blue trunks on. Bob's your uncle.
Jobs are good and bosh.
Yeah.
There we go. But obviously, the True Grit thing, that's huge. And obviously, just wait to see what happens next. I think you've been fully, accepted in. The fans, embraced it, loved it. And it's just one of those cases now. If we see you on the poster, it's going to be just, we fully expect to see your face on posters again going forward, kind of thing. So it's
not Simon anymore.
No. Rogo, gone. No red mask needed.
I miss Simon.
We'll bring it back at some point. We'll just have to do like a quick, maybe at the next Rumble, you can be in there as some appearances, do like a mini Foley thing.
Yeah, I'll come in as Super Rojo as well, bringing back from one night.
That's it. You see the three faces of Sammy.
There we are. Now we're cooking.
But from True Grit, obviously, again, just to emphasize the awesomeness of stuff that's going on at the minute for you, kind of thing. Last weekend, you was up against possibly one of my top 5, people in the entire country at the minute, operating, working. Obviously, yourself being in there as well. But Isaac North, mate, that was just mental.
He was an absolute pleasure to work with. This match has been hyped up for me for months, and there was a lot of like preconceptions going into that match, like what it was going to be. Like, I saw like chatter online with like obviously people who I work with, like, well, Sammy's dead. It's like, okay, I'm dead, am I? Okay, let's use this as motivation to absolutely kill it. And hopefully you can agree in terms of we killed it. I feel
Yes.
like we had a pretty good match. It was an absolute pleasure working with Isaac. So nice underneath all that makeup and the black tar in his mouth. But
He's a sexy goth boy, really. At heart.
oh, you're telling me.
Needs that t-shirt making. I'm still pushing for it. I'm gonna get that t-shirt made at some point.
Yeah, it was an absolute mint match. Just very, very, very stiff, very snug. Just
Yeah.
how I like my underdog battles to be. It's like I remember when the card was getting put together, and I had just faced Sean in that main event a couple of months ago at FCB. And everyone was like, "Oh, I feel bad for Sammy because he just keeps getting put with these like stiff lads." Like Motley loves stiffing, especially me. Obviously, Pete was working that match very like snug because as he can with me. And then I hear about Isaac North's chops all the time. So three dudes in a row who hit hard, but I would have it no other way to sell an underdog.
That's it, dude. You get every time you get back up, you've got that audience just being like, "Oh, it's building and it's building," and it's like, yeah. I mean, I love that spot in the match as well where you're just literally like bouncing off the ropes, and he's just like trying to grab you, and you're just like, "No, no, 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 no." Hey, I was just like, yes, but dude, again though, to hype up, FCB, they're doing some. I mean, it was only a few months ago, you had CJ Banks there as well. That is, an OG of British wrestling. That was huge. That was what for me. Obviously, I knew of FCB. I've kind of followed them, but as soon as they announced that match, that was like, okay, now they've leveled up. They've taken this to the next level, and they've continued. But that was the first one for me where I was just like, oh shit, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to this now.
Ever since Aldi, no, that's a shop. Andy and Shelby have like properly taken over and put Sean in charge of booking like everything about the shows. Have been tremendous. Like the talent of some of the trainees there is absolutely great. And obviously, I'm wrestling with my boys all the time. We've got this match, this triple threat, me, Muttley, and Billy coming up. Not next month, but the month after. Hopefully, it should be good. There's a lot of fun that can be had in a match like that, especially with them two and two people I obviously know so well. Should be a good one.
I've said this before. I've said this to Rutherford when I was watching like BlackHeart, when you did like the weekly stuff. And the more you, Billy, and Motley all work together, kind of thing, I kind of likened yours and Billy's matches on BlackHeart to like Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, or that little quartet of just awesomeness. But yeah, the more you, Billy, and Gung Ho work together, it just kind of feels like it's embodying that kind of great friends, better enemies. You always get that wrestling.
Well, I know Motley loves to hit me.
Yep.
He'll take pride in that, and he'll tell you that himself. Me and Billy have always had a good chemistry ever since we started training together under Sean. And then when we had that series of matches together last year at BlackHeart, like really cemented like how much chemistry we have. And I can't remember. I don't think I've wrestled him this year yet, so I want to see what 2025. Oh wait, no, we had the 4-way. I did like little bits with him, but not like a full on match. So
yeah, you had moments in that match where you kind of like, you went to hit with the diving crossbody, he ducked out the way, jumped up, drop kick. So there was a few interactions, but it was mainly you and Billy versus Gung Ho and Sean at any given point, wasn't it? That was kind of the dynamic.
Funny thing about that spot in that match. So obviously, I do the flying snap mare, sit him up, go for the crossbody, and he ducks. And at the KaPow booking earlier that day, we had a similar spot where I was meant to miss that crossbody, and I just hit him with it. So in the car, we was like, well, you got to fucking throw yourself like off to like miss him. I was like, yeah, I really miscalculated that.
My bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, it was totally
bad.
natural. Yeah, didn't do it on purpose, honest.
No.
But yeah, like sort of say, the whole get up at FCB. I kind of just want to just put some eyes on them at the minute as well, because like I said, what they're doing. Obviously, you had Evan Knight on, the other day as well. He'd made his debut at FCB at the last show, and he was hyping up. He was sort of saying, great venue, great location, just the layout and everything now is just, it's starting to look, like a professional wrestling show.
Yeah, Evan is so incredibly talented. Like, shout out to him because his match was mint. And I proper was getting like on with him on the day. I haven't really talked to him loads before. I met him properly at FCB, but like we just like got on quite well and was having a laugh with Ian Creed most of the day. It was just a pleasure to have in the locker room really fit in, and hopefully like we can get in at some more places that I'm at, like BlackHeart or like a True Grit or like a place like that. He's such an underrated talent. Similar to like Seb, like they come from like the same sort of place. And obviously I love working with Seb, so it should be the same if it were me and Evan.
Yeah, Evan in BlackHeart, I must admit, I've been wanting to kind of message either Breezy or Rutherford and be like, dude, do you know this guy? But I'm like, who am I to recommend people to people, kind of thing? But I've just been wanting to be like, dude, obviously you probably know him, so I'm sort of trying to trying to teach my grandma how to suck on eggs or something, whatever the saying is. But yeah, I was like, because I think Evan would be boss. I guess especially now, he could challenge him and Seb, could have a series of matches. For you guys up to go elsewhere after other people as well. So
yeah, I mean, if you hadn't have told like Loz and James about Evan, I'm sure there's like plenty of the BlackHeart roster who would have mentioned, oh yeah, we need to get Evan on. And I will say this now, James Loz, what are you doing? Get Evan on. Like, come on, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't messaged him because I was kind of like, wait, who am I to say it, kind of thing. But I've been wanting to, like, for ages. But I was like, no, it's not my place to sort of be like, dude, I'm not telling you how to do your job. You know who you do. You BlackHeart is cool. You're smashing it. So I'll just sit here and watch it and enjoy it. But dude, I mean, well, that's the thing as well. So. We've had lots of pleasantries. We've been bigging up FCB. We've been talking True Grits. Dude, you underwent a change of personality, shall we say, in BlackHeart. The bratishness came out. The hair changed. Everything. You shouting at Jeebs. You didn't give Jeebs consent to make a reel. How heelish is that? That is like the heelish of the heels.
That's awful of him. That I'm a star, and he doesn't have permission to use my likeness in his videos. Like, I'm not getting paid for that. So the fact that he still used it and still uploaded it, I'm quite offended by. Safe to say, I will be seeing him in court. Russell Jeebus, you better have some money in that bank because I'm suing your ass for everything you've got.
Free Jeebus. I want a t-shirt now with free Jeebus. Jeebus's face behind bars.
Yeah. This is something that was worked on for a long time. I've been working on this heel character, SuperBrat Sammy Blue, like in training and like just on my own for about 6 or 7 months before like the heel turn actually happened. And then the following month, obviously the debut of SuperBrat. Big thanks to everyone at FCB for helping me with it, because like this was not an overnight process. This was a lot of hard work. This was a lot of like honing my craft, because like from what it started to what it's ended up becoming, it's like the transformation and the evolution of what the idea was and what it became has been like, I'm so happy with it, and I'm happy that it's crowds hate it. Audiences find me annoying as fuck, and that's what we want. That is indeed what we want.
I mean, I was there I made it to that BlackHeart show, for the debut of the SuperBrat. I saw you, Billy and J-Ro. Obviously, shout out to J-Ro as well. We haven't mentioned him yet, but, obviously you guys all work very well together. But yeah, I was there for the introduction of, well, not the introduction, obviously, because you turned heel at the previous show, but this was the first time, like, new music, new get up, and you kind of came out. and yeah, mate, the crowd, obviously, everybody's kind of like, oh, Sammy, yeah, oh no, but oh no, you got to boo him now. And then there's like, they was confused for like, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. And then you start talking, it's like, yeah, no, he's heel. And the fans just straight away were like, nope, yeah, he's a heel, which is obviously, what we want. That's what, that was the point kind of thing. If you were doing that and they were still cheering you, you'd be like, ah, shit, hasn't quite worked.
Yeah. I'm so happy with how that promo went. I've been working on that promo for like 2 months. I feel like it shows, like, there was several like references in there. Like, if you can't tell, I'm a big Charlie XCX fan. SuperBrat, Brat is her album, and I referenced one of her songs in that promo because I feel like it told the story of what me and Muttley are doing / have done thus far quite well. We're two sides of the same coin, whether we're at BlackHeart or whether we're at FCB. And it's like one of the first times I've properly cut a promo. There we are. Imagine if I did that live. In front of an audience. Like, I've spoke on the mic before, and I found that fine. But like, to go out as a proper segment and talk and like take in the audience, it was new, it was scary, but like, I feel like I got everything I needed to across. I feel like I got the character over, and I set up the match with me and Seb for later that night, which also Seb was instrumental in this process as well. It's like he was game for anything. Like, he was his open-mindedness when it came to this match that we had was, what a star, what a lad.
You can always trust Seb, to be fair. He's a good one. But yeah, dude, like I sort of said, I was there. I will second. Like I sort of said, you just hooked the audience straight away. And that was the point I was trying to, I was making with the fact of they just turned on you because, it was just so heelish. Everything hit the mark, and you didn't look nervous. You looked at home, kind of thing. Which for the first time seeing you as a heel, mate, yeah, it could have gone tits up. It could have just been like, oh shit. You could have kind of slipped back into just, being the underdog, being the face. But no, mate, that was 100% on point. It's like, yeah, we hate this guy now. We've got to boo the shit out of him.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how it came across. I've got loads of people still beefing me when it comes, like, that video of when I first like betrayed Muttley, like the reaction, and like it was so like vindicating. It's like, okay, this is the fuel I need to like make this run everything it can be. And like, the 2 matches I've had at BlackHeart thus far as SuperBrat, I feel like have been great. And obviously SuperBrat in the main event, I mean, writes itself. Because he is the king of hyperpop. He is the moment maker, all the spiel, all the bull that I make Shelby say.
Dude, that's the thing. But that's the thing, it's just, obviously it's not just you out there. Obviously, you've done all this work kind of thing, but it works because, like I said, as well as, you've got Billy there, you've got J-Ro, it must just be nice, make you feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more like you're not out there by yourself. As you said, you've got your boys, you can kind of stand back if needs be. You've always got, again, I'm a fantasy booking because this is stupid shit that I do, but at some point, Billy's just looking at you like, oh, what is he doing? At some point, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to see people go from face to heel to back to face, back to heel, blah blah blah. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, Billy's going to turn at some point. Billy, this is going to be too much for Billy. He's going to snap. He's going to be like, no, stop it.
It's getting a bit too zesty for him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun working with Billy and Jay, like as heels. Like, Jay's my little gossip girl, and he's sort of like in the middle of me and Billy when I'm being a bit too much. And like, props to Billy, like, because I said to him, this is my idea for what our dynamic is going to be. I'm going to flirt with you non-stop, which I'm sure every member of the audience wants to do. And you're obviously, he's going to have the reaction that he has, push me off and not not be very receptive to it, to say the least. And props for him for like going along and like really like selling it, because it's so fun and it gets like a good reaction from the audience every time. Like we get a lot of laughs from it. Like as much as like SuperBrat is meant to be like, obviously it started with a shocking heel turn. It's very, very a camp character based like wrestling character. So like to do stuff like that with Billy was not necessarily like your average like character driven wrestler. Get him out of his comfort zone a little bit by me flirting with him non-stop.
I was going to mention that because that's the thing. Obviously, again, obviously seeing yourself kind of growing in FCB, BlackHeart, True Grit as well now. Obviously, we've seen Billy grow as well. And yeah, it's just nice for him to sort of like, obviously, same as a lot, all you guys, all the boys, we know you can do it in the ring. We know you're technically sound, you can have top-notch matches. But it's nice to see Billy have that little bit of a character now, or just some sort of mannerisms, just some sort of facial expressions, some reactions. And it just be like, oh shit. I was like, yeah. So I'm loving that side of it as well. And obviously, yeah, you're bringing that out of him.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I haven't had much opportunity to interact with Sean yet. We've had like little tidbits here and there, been cheering him on from the side as he beats up Callum Jerkster. But apart from that, it's been quite minimal. So I'm interested to see how we're going to work in to the dynamic. But I have some ideas up here. I have some thoughts.
That's the thing as well. I can always imagine you guys just sitting around and be like, right, what about it? Just being like just having a laugh, having a brainstorm, throwing ideas around and be like, nope, yes, that's the one. That's what we're gonna do. But you all be very honest with each other as well. Like, somebody says something and you just look at them and be like, wait, that's fucking shit. What are you doing? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much like a trial and error in training when it comes to like what we're doing. And obviously Sean is very honest with his opinions on like what works and what doesn't. And I feel like him doing that has got me where I am today. Like it's got me to True Grit, it's got me on BlackHeart regularly, it's got me at the top of FCB. It's like if I didn't listen to this man, then I wouldn't be in any of the places. So I shall listen to him forever and ever. And
he is wise.
I'll never wear trunks again, Sean. Don't worry.
Yeah, he is wise. But yeah, obviously, we talked. You mentioned KaPow there. Working KaPow before True Grit on in the York show. Again, another promotion. I've seen a lot of guys, turning up, absolutely smashing it. Looks like I've never made it to a KaPow show, but from what I've seen, it just looks like a really fun place to work. You seem to be having a lot of fun there.
Yeah, it's very camp show style. Like, it's very, very enjoyable. Like working to like a different crowd every night. Like it's like a new challenge. And it was like a pleasure to work this like 4 to 5 day tour with them recently. I felt like a proper wrestler, working towns and staying late, and it's everything that I want to achieve. So it's like a little taste of it. I were knackered by the end of it. I think we all were, but it was very, very rewarding. And also I got to work some like guys from down south, who I haven't really worked before, like Archie Cole, who's just gone to Pro Wrestling Noah. A lad called Kino, he was lovely to work. And then obviously working some of my boys that I'm around all the time. The Denizen, Bo and Caleb Carter. And then there was a few other people. I obviously worked Billy in the Triple Threat, and I worked with Axel, the clown. That was so fun. Such a nice lad. I feel like we had a fun little time in there. I got clowned up for the occasion.
Saw the photo. Yeah, that looked awesome.
Yeah, it was very, very much a last minute effort by me. I really tried to find some proper like SFX makeup or like proper like the paint that he has, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to put eyeshadow everywhere, and
it works.
It worked.
Right, but yeah, I mean that whole vibe, it kind of sounds very much like you're hear about people talking about the holiday camps, you know, doing 2 or 3 shows in one day and just learning via repetition kind of thing. You know, it's just doing stuff. Like I said, working to a slightly different audience as well. It's those kind of shows that help you to develop a character. You know, you can kind of see what works, what doesn't work, and you just build on it from there.
Yeah, like I only worked as SuperBrat like twice on that tour, but this was between my matches with Seb and Muttley in between those BlackHeart shows. So it really gave me chance to like hone in like what the SuperBrat character is when a match isn't so structured.
Yeah.
When there's like a lot of like loose time to like just do some character work. And obviously these camp shows, it's like they want to see character. They want to see a 619, an RKO, and the attitude adjustment, and they want to boo the bad guys because they're shouting at them. It's very fun, and it is in the sense it is camp. It is a camp show, and that's what I love about it.
That's what I get about those things. Those as well. It kind of shows the importance of, you know, getting a reaction from doing next to nothing because the fans are that invested, or you've told that much of a story. You know, we took like the dude to Butlins last year. We went to the Kick Out were there while we was at Butlins. Went to see like my first holiday camp show in years. I kind of forgotten, you know, just how they operated, what the psychology was, kind of thing. But you know, you were getting people popping for like a shoulder tackle or a clothesline because, you know, the good guy just been beaten down that much. As soon as he made his comeback, the fans were like, yeah. But it was, you get so much reward for just the basic moves, but it was just telling that story.
As much as I love being like a wrestler's wrestler with all the fancy sequences and the run spots and all that, just calling someone an idiot and getting a response is also very fun. And just like saying all these Gen Z terms that these boomers don't really understand, but they're still furious at anyways, because they know it's insulting towards them. It's very fun. And hopefully like I get to work this heel character a lot more on the camp shows just so I can like hone my craft, so to speak. We all know Supersonic by now. I feel like I need time to work on me Bratsona.
Exactly. The Bratsphere needs to be out there somewhere. But that's the thing. So yeah, it just makes it's the perfect place for you to allow you to do it as well, because you don't have to worry about having like 5-star matches. You don't have to worry about, you know, this moment, that moment, this moment. It's like you sort of said, it's just like move, insult the fans, get your character over, up another move, get the character over. It just allows you to, like say, just fine tune all the rough edges, really.
Yeah, taking the note off Randy Orton with a 5-minute chin lock whilst I gab off at everyone. Yeah. Right, work.
No, that'd be awesome. Again, just automatic heat getter. Like, yeah, there we go. Run the ropes. Super good move. No, chin lock. Ah!
Yeah, there we are.
That's the one. And then just start talking to everybody.
That's how we work.
That's again, you know, I've had this conversation with people. It's just the different layers, the levels, the dimensions, you know, just the different. Just being a wrestler is not just about working one kind of show. It's crazy, you know. You have to be so versatile, and like, you know, your audience, know the show, know the promotion. Yeah, it's stuff like that just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's why I'm looking forward to this Planet Wrestle booking so much, like because I get to properly work a character based match with two lasses who I think are mint. Like Alfie's character is great, and obviously there's quite a juxtaposition between me and Natalie Sykes, very much both Gen Z. Let's see who can out Gen Z the other.
Mate, you beat me to it. I wanted to bring that up at some point because obviously they announced, you know, that match a few days ago. You know, I was talking to you last time I saw you because obviously you originally just saw you on the poster. It's like, oh, yes, you know, Sammy's like at Planet Wrestle. This is amazing. This is great. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love Planet Wrestle shows. Are just awesome. I love them. I'll hype them up. You know, I nicked the hyper thing from them. You know, I don't care. People know that is just a Planet Wrestle reference on every episode. You know, if I say I'm hyper hyped, that is one of their shows. Dude, I'm so happy to see you, on the poster. I'm so happy to see that match announced because, like I said, yourself and Natalie, that's going to make awesome chemistry. Like I said, you got that whole Gen Z thing. You're both liabilities. Like, Jesus Christ. This is like, and then you throw Alfie in the mix, and it's like, Dee Dee's a liability as well. So, I mean, technically, it could be a fatal four-way and just bosh everybody through it.
It's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Like, it's one of my most anticipated matches just because of the character moments, and the potential that they have. It should be a lot of fun. Obviously, I can't praise both Natalie and Alfie enough for what they do around the scene. And obviously, two people I haven't really had much chance to work with. And I'm always up for working with new people. Always up for creating new sorts of matchups. So as much as I love wrestling my boys and working on that chemistry, is variety is the spice of life, and wrestling is a variety show after all. So
keep it fresh. But again, I said this to you last time we spoke, not to put any pressure on or anything like that, but, the Natalie Sykes matches that she's had at Planet, that are on YouTube, have had, Mr. Ricky, I'll say it's because of him, but, I'll give Natalie the credit and sort of say, her matches get a few thousand views on YouTube. So there you go.
You're trying to imply that the SuperBrat can't get thousands of views on his own. He is the king of.
Well, I'm thinking names. I'm thinking her views and your views. Hey, I want to see me. Okay. I'm just thinking,
Okay, because I was about to be insulted actually.
No.
Okay, that's good.
That's never my goal, dude. You know me. I'm never going to insult you. I'm just thinking, both for your just name value, the britishness, the aura, the presence, yeah, man, I'm expecting 1 million views on that Planet Wrestle.
I can't even keep up the shtick. As soon as I did the bit, I was like, "Oh, now I feel bad." It's a genuine conversation and not crowd work.
It's fine. I'm a sponge. It's fine. But no, dude. Like I say, yeah, I'm just legitimately so. Because that's the thing, like yourself say, talking. It's just, I was hyping you up last time you was on, kind of thing. I was like, "Oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good." You've got some awesome stuff coming up, and then it's just got better and better and better. We're talking about True Grit. We're talking about Planet Wrestle. We're talking FCB. We're just talking about the KaPow tour, being able to do stuff like that. It's just all the experience. It just seems to be. Like I said, it was very cool last time we spoke. It's just fucking crazy cool now. This is continuous. You're just continuing to level up.
That's all I want to do. I want to get as far as I can. I don't really have any specific aims or goals. I just want to sort of represent the kid who I was in the ring. I want to give reasons for kids to get into wrestling, and the higher up I am in terms of credible companies, then the more exposure I'll get and the more chance some kids gonna be okay, pro wrestling seems pretty fucking neat. That's what it's all about.
That's it. Like I said, yeah, you get people watching and be like, okay, this guy makes me want to do it. This guy makes me want to go out there and, learn what they do. I want to be able to go out there and just have, as much fun as he looks like he's having, or, just tell the stories. Obviously, you're still at the temple, you boys are still learning the trade over there.
Yeah, very much so. I was just at the temple this past Sunday. We had we had a lot of fun there. Saw some faces I hadn't seen in a while because I've been so busy on Sundays, bookings. It's the first time I've been down to the temple in a while, and to see some friendly faces, to see your candy stands and your jerseys and people like them. All the love in the world to both of them. Two good lads. Great match that Stan had with Charles Crowley recently. Absolutely mad. I think that was the last Island show I was on. He had that match. I was like, oh, that's meant for him. What an opportunity. And he's such a genuinely nice lad as well.
We had him on, I say we, there's more than me here kind of thing. But yeah, he was on the show after that match, and I got to speak to him, and yeah, dude's awesome. He was obviously bigging you up as well, bigging up Billy and, everybody else at the temple is just, So I say it's just everybody there is just seems really nice, and you're just helping each other out, which is nice to hear because you guys have just keep getting better and better. You're getting out there more, but you kind of still got that the boys from the temple vibe.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I can help people in wrestling, I will. Like at FCB at the temple, like anything I can do to like help someone get better, like I'm gonna take that opportunity 10 out of 10 times. Like one of my favorite matches from last year was one at FCB. It was like in the middle of the card. I had like 2 matches that night, and it was with Tropical Joe of BlackHeart fame and FCB. It was very, very fun match, and obviously he's like relatively new into the industry, relatively new to getting on shows, and I had an absolute blast working with him. So like to be able to like bring someone like that up is brilliant.
Just gets you right there, gets you in the feels.
It does.
But what is there anything that I don't know of, or is there anything you can talk about that you've got coming up? Any announcements that have been made that I've missed, or you want to shout out?
Oh, I mean, there is some stuff coming up, but I don't know how much I can say. Obviously, hopefully I'll be on another True Grit show soon. I know they've got a couple leading up. Hopefully I'll get selected for the Pride show. Obviously I didn't get a chance to do that one last year because of a different booking where I worked Joe, funnily enough. That was the show. So hopefully I can be on it this year, because it's that left bank. Like I didn't get to appreciate it fully being under the mask, but it's such a lovely venue, and whenever I've helped out, it's like such in awe. And obviously trying to complete my double up collection of True Grit venues that I've worked. There's obviously the newest BlackHeart show, first Sunday of next month. I think right before this episode aired, a poster went out for it. I swear I saw it when I was trying to like click on. But yeah, I can't remember the name of it because it was the last thing I clicked on before I went on this. But it should be a good time. Tag League is looking pretty good. My boys PTM on the up, as always. Sean Only with his BlackHeart title, and me still the undefeated Unleashed champion. Seb Mercer definitely did not beat me. He just escaped the embarrassment that I was going to cause him.
That's the thing as well. That's no matter what else is going on, other shows that you work and everything like that, you always know that first Sunday of every month, you're going to be back in Guiseley, you're going to be back in front of that audience, and you're going to be telling great stories at BlackHeart.
It's such a home for me. Like, it's one of the first places that I got a booking, like an outside booking from where I was training originally. And ever since, they've just like had me involved in like the evolution like of me as like a wrestler and as a worker there, like getting higher and higher up the card, and like in these like meaningful stories where like emotions are had and all that good stuff. Like, and obviously they trusted me with the Unleashed title, like where 2 of the previous holders, like Jiro and Billy, 2 of the best wrestlers that I know, like Jay can talk the house down. Like, he would kill it in one of these interviews. Billy, obviously, he's such a wrestler's wrestler. Like, he's so good. Like, he's so crisp and clean with everything. Like, so to be able to be like the third one to hold that belt, and then to be able to like pass it on to Seb, who's also such a wrestler's wrestler, and like such a bloke. He's a lad, you can imagine him down the pub. Yeah.
Having a Guinness or two.
Yeah, it's just such a good environment for like to cultivate like our craft, and like obviously they trusted me enough with this heel persona that they gave me the green light, so to speak, to like do this like persona, and I can't be more thankful to him. James and Loz, thank you for letting me be bratty. It's very much appreciated. Platform.
We do not encourage it, but yeah, thank you for.
I encourage it. I love it.
You encourage it. The rest of us are like, no, don't do it. No. Oh, okay. He's going to done it anyway. It's fine. We'll just sit back and enjoy.
It's a shame because my Brat glasses have broke recently, so I don't know what I'm going to do for the next show.
Amazon, quick.
Well, I'll have to get some even more outrageous ones.
You can be like a Bratty Dudley and just put some sellotape around them or something.
Nah, that is a good point, but it's not definitely not chic or fashion enough for SuperBrat.
No. Unless you're big dazzle with the sellotape. I don't know if that's the thing.
Oh, okay. Now we're cooking on gas. Now that's interesting.
There we go. Get some sellotape, a bit of spray paint, some jewels, some gems, bit of sparkles. Job's good, and you'll never know. But then, dude, it's just like I said, it's just crazy everything that's gone on since we last spoke, and just obviously keeping an eye on what you're doing. I'm just kind of sat back and just generally always just got a big smile on my face. It's just like everything seems to be falling into place. Stuff that you're trying is absolutely landing, and people are appreciating a lot more now. I think, obviously they appreciated it in the first place, but I think a lot more people are now becoming aware of just how awesome either Supersonic or SuperBrat, Sammy Blue is.
Oh, well, I try my best. I try my best to put on a good show, and hopefully I can always give the people what they want, give the people what they're paying for. That's the ultimate aim.
And if they don't want it, then they should know better, and they will want it by the end of it.
Oh, you're
like what I'm doing, or be damned. As the Brat would say, I'm support. Obviously, Supersonic's going to be more supportive, but
Supersonic is more of a flamboyant golden retriever-esque personality about him, whereas Brat takes what he wants and he does it whilst looking good.
Super good. But dude, I just think, I'm just really, really happy for stuff that's gone on. The Planet Wrestle show that is in June. I can't remember the exact date, but it will be tagged in this.
I might be wrong.
I want to say 20th of it's a day in the 20s. Back in June. We'll tag Planet in this. Just click on their page, give them a follow, check out the show poster, get a ticket, get yourself to Oddsall Top.
22nd. There we are.
That's the one.
Quick Google.
I'm just hyped for you, dude. So, do you want to shout out your socials where people can see just exactly what you are up to and where you are?
Right. So, Supersonic Sammy Blue on pretty much anything on X or Twitter or whatever we're calling it nowadays. Even Gen Z me has not been able to figure out the name of that. It's Supersonic Sammy. Obviously, I'm always at BlackHeart first Sunday of every month. Usually at FCB every I think it's every second Saturday of every month. Obviously, they do the more churchy shows where they tell the Christian stories, and then we get the pro wrestling action as well, intermittently. So yeah, they've got one next month. I believe it's the story of Joseph. I'm sure they'll tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, should be a good time. Obviously, we've got Planet Wrestle on the 22nd of June, Bradford Bulls Stadium. I don't think it's on the actual pitch. That would be mad.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love it to be, but I have a feeling it will be in one of the little dingy back rooms. But yeah, that should be a good show. Very, very character based, very fun, very campy, very family friendly. Bring your 20 kids if you want. And then just catch me on all my usual places, including being a Brat online.
Yes, so why would you not embrace the awesomeness of the Bratishness? But yeah, obviously, we'll tag a lot of those promotions in anyway. If you're not following Sammy on the socials, click that follow button, see what he's up to. And yeah, just if it's on a show near you, go watch it. You're not going to be disappointed. I will give you the work the left side promise of a damn good show and a damn good match. Yeah, that's it really. Obviously I'll say thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, all the generic stuff I always ask you to do. And we'll see you again very, very soon. I've just got some awesome guests. I've got a few more awesome guests to announce at some point, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And yeah, remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.
This side. We're not in Mexico.
Or this side. Or Belgium. Yes. I'm going like this, and then watch it being fucking reverted, and I'll be like, yes, point to the right side. No, point to the left side.
Well, I mean, this is my left hand. I'm not changing it now.
Right. See you in a bit. Goodbye.